Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are here with Andre van Helsdingen, the CEO, MD of Destination Caravans, yes?
That's right.
That's
also known as Sensation Boats. Remember, that's a company's name.
Yes, and Sensation Boats, absolutely correct. We've decided to set up the brand new caravan that they're going to be launching at the Caravan show this year. So make sure you come on down and see for yourself. Andre, this caravan that you're launching is called the Destination Magic, correct?
That's the Magic, yes. We had a Magic before, which was a little bit bigger. So we decided to make it a little bit smaller for the reason it was too close to the double axle's length. And also for the single axle, there was too much space for overloading. Okay,
I see what you're saying. So if you can walk me through some of the differences between that caravan and this caravan that you're going to be launching at the show. This caravan, if I'm not mistaken, I think is 7 meters long.
Yes, right.
The width will be 2450.
That's right.
It's correct. And the payload, can you remember what the payload was?
So the Tara is 1580.
1580?
Yeah, and the GVM is 2000.
The GVM is 2000.
So we can easily put 420 kilos in it.
Okay.
We have also learned over experience that people overload them.
Yes, I have. The more space you give any camper or caravaner, he is going to just pack that out as much as he possibly can. I mean, let's talk the metric system. So if you pack in 100, it's roughly 1 liter per every 10 kilograms. No, 1 liter is 1 kilogram. That's correct. Right. Sorry, this escapes me a little bit. So if you pack in 140 liters of water, that's an extra 140 kilos.
That's exactly what happened. People do their groceries, they buy everything. They take toolboxes.
Yeah, toolboxes, chairs, gas bottles.
A lot of our customers live in them permanently.
Oh, really?
Retirement and travel the country. And that's the house that's going with. Right. And for that reason, we upgraded the axle as well to 2.5 ton axle.
2.5 tons?
Yes. And okay. also the braking capacity, although we registered it for 2,000 kilos. And the reason why we do for 2,000 is two. One is a towing vehicle.
Correct.
Okay, so a lot of people want to limit the weight to 2,000 kilos because the most standard buckies is 2,000. The Tara is more or less 2,000 kilos. And then the other reason for that is the moment we have to go the single axle to a higher weight, we need to go very big wheels to get tires. That can handle more than 2,000 kilos is the issue, and the rims. The axle was no problem. It's a Bergkop axle, big bearings. So we actually never find that tires fail. We find that bearings fail.
Oh, really?
Yes. In general, when there's a failure of overload or whatever go wrong, maintenance and so on, a tire would only fail when it's very old and the rubber get hard. It's seldom that the tire fails, or of course when you get damage on the tire of a nail or whatever, driving it flat and so on. But tires is usually the safer thing. But yes, it's registered for 2,000. The tires can handle 2,000 kilos, and if a person overloaded, he should be safe. 2
tons.
Yeah, well, 2 tons is the gross vehicle mass, so which means you can put say 420 kilos inside, and then an extra 500 to get to the brake capacity and the bearing capacity.
Wow, that's unbelievable. And tell me the tires that are on there. I think I saw. Are they 14 or 15 inch?
16.
16.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that you've widened the tire. I thought it was to cover most of the potholes and to take it on gravel roads. So
absolutely, that is also value for it. But yes, the bigger the wheel, the better it will handle a bad road. But carry capacity by law is registrations, and all that has to be in the weight. So that is a very important thing when you design the caravan. Okay,
and tell me something with this caravan. Although it looks like an on-road caravan, I'm led to believe by the axles you get, it can do gravel roads as well.
No, it's not just the axle. It is the whole structure of the body. It is
right down to the chassis.
Right down to the chassis. So the limitation to off-road, gravel road, dirt road, whatever you're going to tow it through bushes, will be the volume size of the caravan. because it's not practical to tow this in an off-road condition through holes and stuff, because if the wheel go into a low spot, it might drag at the back or whatever. So your limitations is not the quality of the structural, it is a limitation of the big body.
Look, absolutely. And I think if you're speaking to as many people that I have about caravaning, the misconception is, for gravel roading and on-roading, is that a lot of people make their mistakes by taking an on-road caravan, gravel roading, but still think they can do 120 kilometers an hour. They're not of the mindset that, it will be a lot safer the slower you go. And you also made me a bet earlier that said, if you kick that caravan as hard as you can, would your foot go through it? I'm looking forward to seeing if that is true. We have a gentleman's agreement and a bet. We can't tell you what it is, but we're going to show you that a little later. And then, Andre, tell me something. You've got 5 caravans in the range. You've got the Wonder, you've got the Wish.
Let's start from the smaller one.
The smaller one? Okay, sure.
The Wish is the one just smaller than this, which we have launched on the show last year.
And I believe it was a very
big success. It doubled our sales from previous time, because we realized that market for that smaller caravans, I always knew it, that there was a market for the smaller caravans, but we were busy enough with the big ones. But then after the whole thing that happened in the industry, there was actually a big need for a smaller caravan, but that is quality and that is durable and what's modern.
I think it was the emphasis on the EB licensing, people experimenting with smaller caravans.
Yeah, but this is still far away from the license, so it will not benefit it at all.
Correct, but it's
unfortunately
more luxurious though.
It's a lot more, and then this also what I wanted to do is people that have that's scared to tow heavy things. A lot of the big caravans dominate their ideas. It's difficult to tow. Driving the caravan here, you were following me, and I tested how stable it was, and at one stage I was at 130.
Let me explain this to you. It was pouring with rain. Andre drove at 130 kilometers an hour, although I won't stand witness to that. He really did put it through its paces. There were some parts where I thought the following distance I should increase from about 20 meters to about 50 meters. But he really did put it through his paces. And when he said, "Are you going to test this caravan with me? Jump in the front seat." I know how he tests caravans, and I preferred to stay in the lead vehicle. I thought it was much safer for myself.
Yeah, but what I experienced there was, I also towed a Wonder, which is the double axle, bigger than this, the Nature and the Wonder.
The bigger brother?
Yeah, so I towed that to Kaka one day for a holiday there, and it was very similar in towing. So I would say our biggest downfall on it is not the weight of the caravan, it is the height and the wind drag, which start to limit you at the 120, but 120 is very comfortable. But
also, you see, the minute you reduce that height, you lose the headroom when you are out caravanning. Yeah. So it does become a little more claustrophobic. It does become a little more smaller, tight space. When you walk inside a destination caravan, in all of your caravans, you get this feeling that it's wide open spaces. You're not limited to this ease of walking around. In some of the older compact caravans, even the smaller EB caravans, if you want to pass your wife inside the aisle or past the kitchen, you have great difficulty. One person must step aside. But inside your caravans, that is not the case.
Yeah, I really look at our customers. All the years, 30 years ago when I started the business, I always looked at what is the need of the customer and what is his lifestyle and what is his expectation.
That's when you came to me and you said, "I'm going to build a 7-meter long caravan and it's going to blow your mind and your perception about caravanning in South Africa." And I said, "All right, we'll see if you're up for the challenge."
I remember your dad, that is, call it the old school camping, and he's Mr. Caravan in South Africa, in my opinion, when it comes to the media. And he got this mindset that it's not possible. I remember the shock on his face. I can't remember if it's maybe 2 shows back, when he walked in this caravan and he looked at it. He was surprised.
He was.
And so that's what I want to do. But also what I was getting to is the people that buy my caravans have a certain lifestyle. They live in a certain estate. They live in a certain big house. This is people that have money.
Yeah.
He can't lower his standard for camping. then he won't camp. And we absolutely, in my opinion, that guy feel at home in this caravan. The guy that's used to the ladies with all the fancy jewelry and clothing, inside this caravan, they can do the thing with their hair, a full shower. From the shower, you can go to your bed. This one got a toilet that is a marine toilet, which means there's nothing is kept inside the caravan in a container. It go outside to the bottom, and the containers on the bottom of the caravan. No smell can come back.
Did I see one of those cartridges that did it have wheels?
Yeah, so the toilet was a very easy thing to get, because that is a standard thing that you can import. We build boats,
yeah.
And I know when we install toilets in boats, how great they are.
Yes.
And I always
absolutely.
When I was camping there at Caravaning, I realized that what was my thing that I hated was that toilet. It is just not for me what we are used in our houses, how we live in our homes. And that's what I want to bring to the caravan. The size of the bed, the headboard,
yeah,
the toilet, the shower, that what you use must be in the same quality, and you must work with it the same as you do in your house.
And if I'm not mistaken, when I looked at your website and looked at the specs of all the caravans, am I correct in saying that air conditioning is standard in all the caravans that you sell?
Yeah, we don't sell a caravan without an air conditioner.
Yeah, so that really is top of the class.
And we had also, when we start manufacturing with the Sensation caravans right in the beginning, we were not caravan builders, we were boat builders.
You were boat builders, yes.
So we said, okay, what is the best components available to give the most value? Because I like to say the best that's available I want to use. I don't want to put the second best thing in the caravan. And if that product failed, the intention was to get the best. And then our experience with the Sensation caravans, to take a caravan aircon, if it's the aircon underneath the bench or the one on the roof, they're terrible compared to a house aircon. They are 3 times the price. They make noise.
For the campers, you're right.
And the value that you get out of it, home aircons is serviced in every town. You can choose who you want to use. If you get an aircon for a caravan on your campsite on holiday, who's going to fix it?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So what we heard in the beginning, why we can't use home aircon, because the vibrations and the shaking on the roads, they won't last. The only aircons that did not last was caravan aircons. I never had a pipe cracked because it shake on a road if it's a normal house aircon. The disadvantage with a house aircon in a caravan is, where do you put the compressor? But we designed the caravan so that there's a place for it, so there's no ugly thing sticking out over the caravan, so you don't even actually notice there's a house aircon in it.
But I think that's one of the reasons why your caravans are longer than other caravans, because you've done a very clever adaptation for space utilization at the rear of the caravan, but also in front of the nose cone, which is where the bed is. Yeah. And I think on this caravan particularly, I can't remember if is it a queen bed or is it a double bed?
This is queen. The Wish got the only caravan that have a normal double, yeah, is the Wish, which is a smaller caravan than the Magic. This got queen. And then if you go to the biggest one, which is the Dream, even a queen size.
Yeah, but the Dream is
a king size.
Size.
Queen is standard on all the others. King size we put on the Dream. And in my opinion, that is unnecessary. But you get big people.
Yes.
And for them, we have done a few. And with that caravans, we don't even cut the corners. It is a standard king size bed, 2 by 2.
Wow. Yeah, that's...
But then the caravan become 9 meters, you say. It's a very long caravan.
Yeah, but it's also courses for horses. I mean, I'm not the biggest of people. I'm probably about 5'7", which is the average UK male height. I think you might be 6'1" or 5'9", somewhere around there.
5'8" something.
Yeah, 5'8" something, much taller than I am. Yeah. And getting in and out of these caravans, catering for all markets. I mean, you really have the size of your customers down. You really have their income, their values, their perception of caravanning, what they want and how they want to experience camping down to a T. So for me, the questions that I want to know is that the caravan that we have behind me, the Magic, you're going to be launching at the Caravan Show. So we're going to encourage all of you to please come on down, see them at their stand and take a look for yourself. The price of this caravan, I think, if I look at all of your caravans, they have a price bracket, more or less floating around 500,000 and slightly up from there. It is a lot of money for a caravan, but, you know, if you buy cheap, you buy twice. That's the Afrikaans saying.
Ja, goedkoop koop is duur koop. The caravan that we offer, this is mid 500s. It's a cool.
But it's a different day and age. I mean,
but there's nothing extra. You don't buy a ground sheet. You don't add a aircon. You don't buy a teaspoon.
The rally awning,
All is in.
all is in. So
So it's ready to camp.
camp ready.
The only extra you can add to it on that would be we do Victron solar
Yeah.
because we don't have comebacks on that,
Motor movers
and movers.
and movers.
That would be optional.
But I think most people most of customers that I have met, they all choose the motor movers.
The motor movers is absolutely, especially on the double axle.
Yeah.
It's kind of impossible to take a tight corner by hand. The single axle, I'm okay without it. Two people can push it if it's on a paved area, and when it's on grass, 4 people can just wiggle it around and park it.
Also, normally when you get back from a vacation, for those people that live in panhandles or long driveways,
That's a big problem.
once again, so
the parkings, and the roofs, yeah.
Yeah, normally that the wives go in, they've unpacked the groceries. I mean, their worry is the kitchen. You know, for a man traditionally, maybe not so much these days, but parking the caravan, you've got to do it alone because everyone else they've finished their 5-hour drive. They want to get dressed and ready for bed because it's been a long day. Some other questions that I've got for you is that this caravan's got an internal bathroom. It's got a shower. What are the specifications for the shower? Can you remember?
The shower is, we use a Hans Grohe shower head.
Okay.
On all of our caravans.
Which is more pressure?
Greater
area.
What the Hans Grohe, it doesn't block up. It give you a nice feel when the water come out. And also, they are all the green showers, so not to waste water. So you can only get 7 liters a minute through that Hans Grohe.
And that makes it efficient because
so you can't, because you don't empty your tank so fast, or your geyser.
Correct.
We have a 30-liter geyser in, electrical standard. We do fit gas when people want to go off-grid totally. So if you add on this Magic, you can only fit 2 solar panels. So it's a 1,100 watts that you can put on the roof, and we like to put a 2,000 watt inverter in with a charge controller, and then a gas geyser. With that, you are 100% okay to camp. Your fridge will work, a hairdryer will work, the snappy chef will work, and the geyser will be okay with a gas, actually, when you're in the sun, the aircon can run on it in daytime. There's not enough space for battery storage to let the aircon run through the night.
So then, Andre, a couple more questions that I have to ask you is, I noticed that the decals on the side of the Magic are different than the other decals on the other caravans. Could this be a new era of new decals, new branding because it's 2023? Or are you going to start evolving with these decals going onto the Wonder, onto the Wish, and onto your other models, the Dream?
I don't see this decal carry on with other models.
Oh, really? This is going to be specifically for
this Magic. We still busy because on the show we will also launch upgrade on the Journey Caravan.
Really? So that's up and coming, upgrade on the Journey Caravan.
A total different interior look. Total different bathroom that the Journey had, and we really want to up the price that much and up the quality that much.
Fair enough.
Or the feel.
So for those of you that don't know Andre as well as I do, I've come to know him that every task that he sets himself, I think, is impossible. And even though I think it's impossible by a country mile, he manages to supersede on delivery by 120%, 200%, easily. And he's done this consistently throughout the years. I've seen it with the boat. I mean, when I was at your factory when we came to meet you there, I think I saw one of the very first boats that you ever built in your entire career, and it was called a Fantasy,
yes,
was it?
Fantasy.
A Fantasy. Still in the pictures, still in the showroom, still in absolutely great condition. And how many years has that boat been in existence?
The Fantasy was built in 94.
And not many people will know that. They will only know the Sensation brand, and they won't actually know what the brand was before that. If you look at the logo now compared to then, it's completely chalk and cheese. But as much as we dress differently now, we dressed differently 30 years ago. It's still a marvel, still runs like a dream, still cuts through the water like glass. It
is, I think, we were bullied by our opposition, as my brother and I, as young business people that just tried to get somewhere in life. And the wealthy, rich dealers in Johannesburg and Pretoria bullied us, and we were their slaves. And we have built a boat they made everyone believe is not as good as what they sell. Today, when I see the boats, even in Germany, in Holland, I'll just tell you now, if the boat that was in their eyes better, if you park them next to each other today, 20 years, whatever later, 25 years ago, their boats are terrible. And ours sell for, as a used boat, that's that old, double the price. That's a market pay for that than what we have sold them originally.
Yeah.
And the boats that was better in their eyes, nobody even want to buy it.
So I'm a huge admirer of his 22 SX. So if you are in the boating market, I definitely encourage you to go and take a look, check it out. It is one of my favorites. Strong admirer. Love the coloring, love the branding, love the decals. It's
you know, we've been on holiday end of last year in Netherlands, and my boy wanted to go to the Verstappen shop and buy the clothes. You will see today got his Verstappen shirt on. And then we went to a place next to the sea, Volendam. It's just this old place, and just for sightseeing. And Dalian, that was a sensation! And then a sensation drove past us 20 years ago. We have exported it to Holland.
So I did see that, and I saw it on your Facebook as well, and I think that one post racked up 230 likes, if I'm not mistaken. It was astronomical, the support that you guys have. I think in terms of the boating dealers that I know, I think your page is one of the highest performers out of the lot. And I think
ours perform more than the lot together.
Absolutely. And I think that success has actually followed you through for your caravans, because I see there's a lot of international eyes looking at, you know, most people think, oh, there's a lot
of international eyes.
Yeah, look at this little South Africans down there with their stage 6 load shedding, but yet they make a caravan that can wow all the attendees and the exhibitors themselves at the Caravan Salon in Düsseldorf as well. They're all admirers. Absolutely.
I'm too scared to take my caravan to Düsseldorf because I won't be able to produce.
You know that's true. You do know that's true.
The volume that I would sell in Düsseldorf, I know we won't be able to produce what the market would want. And because we actually, it's difficult to supply this market.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there you have it. You've got 5 caravans in the range. This is the newest one to join the fold.
Yes.
We've got the price, we've covered the specs. What I wanted to let you all know that this caravan, we're going to show you inside. We've got a walkthrough so that you can join us as we walk through the caravan, so you can see exactly where the bathroom is. The bathroom is situated at the rear of the caravan. It is fitted with a door, not a curtain.
A decent shower door like you put in your house.
Yeah, so it does have that sound of soundproof. We're also going to test the structural integrity of the outside of the caravan with what Andre calls the foot test. So we're going to give that a...
You gave it a name. I just told you no caravan in the world can take this.
Well, we're going to see.
Not in the world.
We're going to hold you to that bet. We're going to hold you to that bet. And yeah, make sure you look out for the review. Definitely come and see them at the Caravan show happening at the end of February this year. I think it's the 24th, 25th and 26th of February. You can get your tickets online at Web Tickets. We will be telling you more about the Caravan show itself. But yeah, I think that gives people an opportunity to fly up and to see one of South Africa's hottest new caravans that is being released. If you can't make it to the show, if you're situated located in the Northern Cape or wherever else that you can't get to Gallagher Convention Centre, definitely you can join Andre on his Facebook page. They are very, very active. It is on our Facebook page as well. We'll be covering the event 100% on our website. And yeah, if you don't want to miss out on all the action, make sure that you either subscribe, like the page, like the channel. You know what to do. And yeah, Andre, thank you very much for being with us today and for accommodating us, and for setting up the awning, taking us through the caravan, showing us the ins and outs, and giving us a quick peek at your helicopter. I think that was definitely a treat that is going to make me smile when I'm sitting in my office next week Thursday behind my computer screen writing about the caravan. I'm just going to be immensely jealous that I'm not up here in Gauteng enjoying this last little bit of summer that's going to roll on for what we expect to be the end of April. And last year was pretty tough. The year before that was tougher, which is not actually a word. I think positive things for you going forward. This is a magic caravan, which is ironic because its name is magic. And I think you're definitely going to grow from strength to strength to this. It's well done.
We definitely had our best caravan show in our history last year.
Fantastic.
And I don't know if it was, yippee, COVID is gone. Was it the small one that came in that covered a bigger market? We have increased our production with 30% through the year, and the waiting list didn't get smaller, it got bigger.
Actually, that's right. When I walked into your office today, I saw 2 new staff members. I saw another young lady there welcome me in on the front desk to see. As I walked in, she didn't know who I was, and she said, "How can I help you, sir?" Which I thought was very nice for me.
That was unfortunately just a replacement of someone else. We need to get more help.
But it's you guys are producing a good product. You've got a winning team. And if I was Rusty Rasmus, you've got the basics right, and I think you're set for stardom.
Thank you.
Sure.
Paul, when I told you this, caravans is the strongest in the world when it can get to the structural. Okay, so we manufacture these caravan walls with an insert of PVC, fiberglass both sides.
Okay.
And no caravan company use that. It costs more money, and it is not. This is actually a boating thing. So this PVC is a 60 density that's inside, where polystyrene is a 30 density, but PVC also makes a structure.
And it gives you a double seal, because in the boating market, if you get chips in the one, at least you...
Now the security people phone me that we have people that watch our perimeters of our factory 24/7. For people that intrude or whatever.
Yeah.
So then I get a photo from them. "Sir, there's someone on the caravan's roof." I say, "Yeah, but what? I'm just cleaning it. Why?" Then I realize I thought it's not strong enough. Now the roof, the floor, and the walls are identical, and it is not possible to break it. Look there. There's only a dust mark. There's only a footprint dirt. I don't know which caravan can you give a kick and nothing happens. And if you would get a scratch, it's repairable there. You don't have to replace the wall.
Oh, really?
That is the nice thing about this material. It is 100% repairable on the spot, and you won't see the repair.
Yeah, but I think that comes into 30 plus years of boat building and caravan building on your staple.
Yeah, and because we manufacture and retail, if I spend the extra 10,000 rand on the interior of the core, so what?
Yeah, but it's 10,000 rand.
It's a 10,000 rand and 1,000,000% quality.
Yeah, it makes, for what you tell me there, it makes perfect sense. I must be honest with you, when you said you were going to kick it, I didn't know you were going to kick it then. Hopefully I wasn't too skittish on film, but absolutely, I think these are built to last. Absolute quality. Love the graphics. I must be honest with you, love the graphics like this. I like the dark sort of gun sort of windows that do give you that bit of privacy on the inside.
And the flash. And if you look here, you can't see in, but inside you can see beautiful out.
Correct, and it's very, very spacious. So
The front window is glass. It's an automotive window.
So the only thing then
It can't
is
open.
for me to take our viewers through the caravan, through our video walkthrough. So you can join me if you really want in a second, and I'll show you exactly where the bathroom is, where the bedding is. The amazing thing about this caravan is that there's an outside kitchen, but you can also have your kitchen on the inside if you wanted to. For those people that like to caravan in the winter and they like to stay warm, as you can see, it's very well insulated. Yeah.
I don't think I've put more than 4 kitchens inside. But if people want it, we do it.
Yeah. So
Most people only want it outside.
yeah, when you're dealing with that level of clientele, I think some of their needs you can meet, some of the needs you can't meet. But I
We
think,
try to help always.
well, if I look on the posts on Facebook, definitely a hell of a lot of fans. So yeah, for me, Andre, thank you very much for showing me around today,
Okay.
for setting up the caravan.
And myself.
I'm going to show you guys inside, so please stay with me.